Now, what you're about to see is a lot of straight line drives, but it's really not just straight line drives where she just boom, getting past every single person. It's her being able to use her levels, use her angles, and her off arms. All the details that exclude using dribble moves. Get ahead, easy get ahead. But what I realized about her passing right here is that she's able to just fire these passes super quick, like a Tyrese Halliburton. He barely loads up any of his passes. You see all his passes being made just like with his wrist or with his hands. Boom, they're gone out of his hands super quick, which makes it even harder for defenders to be able to get because the velocity of the ball, one, having that flick, is quicker too. So now the defense doesn't have as much time to be able to jump that lane and try to get that pass. So whenever it comes up, boom, I'll show you. Now, boom, you got Aaliyah. She's what, 6'5", not that well at moving her feet. And so this is what I want to say this to all players. You see a big like this try to step up on you on this pick and roll especially, turn that corner. Because what's the chances they're going to be able to keep up with you laterally as a big? And even if they do, boom, change direction, it's super hard for them to be able to regain their feet. So anytime you see this, boom, turn that corner. Even if they do try to turn that corner and they just try to slide and you're still sharp on your angle, boom, you hit them, block and foul. So anytime you see this, try to turn that corner. And so, boom, she gets even with Aaliyah, and now she's just going to keep attacking, and that off arm is what really allows her to be able to get to that rim. Boom, off arm right there once. Off arm again right here. South Carolina, best shot blocking team in the country, like 9 blocks per game. That little off arm helped prevent them from being able to get one of those blocks. Now right here. All right. I'm going to go back right quick. I'm going to go back. Even though she threw that turnover, right? No time wasted. Because even on the made shot, the defense also has to get back just like the offense has to. So why try to take the ball out super slow and walk the ball up the court so many times? Because you could turn those made shots into almost transition opportunities because the defense has to get back as well. Then boom, once again, like this at this point, this shit is disrespectful, bro. Why didn't you see this gap that they're playing you with and go and attack it? And after you go and attack it, even if you don't got the lip, you get that shot up there. You got the bigs on the inside who could be able to get those offensive rebounds off those soft misses. If anything that comes around the rim, a float or whatever, soft miss, now that helps your bigs be able to get offensive rebounds, boom, putbacks, second chance points. But I really did not see them try to attack this gap and see this as an opportunity to go and attack until like the third, fourth quarter. And I'm going to show examples of that later on as well. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because we drop breakdown videos daily. And if you want to catch my breakdowns live, make sure you go hit that link in the description, go follow, and let's get right back to it. Bro, she's just waving them off. Like, it's crazy. Like, come on now, bro. Like, me personally, that ain't going. For the rest of my life, I'm getting PTSD. I'm traumatized because I just got this much disrespect on the court. Somebody backing up 15 feet off me saying, you can't shoot. Guess what I'm going to do the whole summer? I'm going to shoot till my goddamn arms fall off. I'm going to make sure I know how to shoot going into next season. Me personally, once again, I don't know how other people feel about it, but me personally, to feel like you're a liability on something for your team and it's something that you could get better at, that shit hurts. That shit hurts. And boom, you got your teammates in positions where you're throwing the ball on the inside and then she catches it. She sees a double as soon as she touches the ball. She don't even get to catch the ball. Boom, ball touches her hands. Boom, she already got a double team on her. And so now it's like she's playing hot potato the whole time. But that's what she can't do. She got to be able to catch that, keep that ball high. Don't bring it down because that's when the guards are going to strip it. Then after you keep that ball high, keep your poise, then your teammates should immediately go to cut because you're getting doubled as soon as you touch the ball. So now, boom, you see the cutter. Defense helps, and now maybe somebody opens up, or maybe a Zaya opens up because she's the one that can actually shoot.
She's done the work, and Zaya Cook has been the mentally strong player here in the first quarter.
And one hell of an angle. She be dropping dimes. But sometimes when you go into making a pass and making plays, you may also have to change your body levels so you can get the ball in the right spots. Because notice Caitlin doesn't stay vertical. She doesn't stay vertical on this. She doesn't get up super high, then just wrap this pass around. She has to get low with this pass, and she could properly lead her teammate on that roll. Because boom, that ball gets right past her foot. Because she tried to kick it. Cardoso, I believe her name is. She could have kicked it, though. Another thing. That's just even off offensive rebound. Boom, double team. This shit is tough, bro. Somebody's got to cut as soon as you see him touch the ball. As soon as you see him touch the ball, go cut. Then boom, bro. They was killing with this slip, this roll, whatever. They was killing with it every single time. They had no help, one. And then two, up here, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of miscommunication. And it just seemed like they didn't know exactly how they were guarding this action throughout the entire game, which is kind of uncharacteristic since this team is 36-0 to not be able to properly communicate on these simple actions like a ball screen throughout this game, or just not to be confused. And I know you don't want to give up the three, but would you rather give up a two that's just literally a layup and it's a 99% chance they make it, or would you rather them shoot a three that's what, 30-40% chance that they make it? So boom, there's just no help. But they did do a good job of spacing the floor right here though, because boom, right here, there's nobody on this side. It's overloaded. So now usually the tag may come in from this side, but she just didn't realize this on time that there's nobody on that side. Now boom, that's how South Carolina plans to win all their games, their size. But boom, you got Caitlin on the weak side now though, right? Instead of her being on the ball and the person trying to throw that pass in, she's on the weak side now. And since you got her on the weak side, you know she's the person that's kind of circling around in the lane, trying to prevent these post-ups. And so now the player that's playing the player that's trying to post up, you should go in front this instead of trying to stay behind, because Caitlin's got your weak side. And even if Caitlin don't got it, your other teammates got it, because they got somebody else on that other short corner, on that other block. So this is just the easy entry, whereas throughout the entire game, all the entries were tough because she saw two, because the player that Caitlin was guarding was the initiator, whereas they put her on the weak side now. If you try to front this now, then that pass is just not getting through anymore. Hey, she keeps the game super simple, because like I said before, she just really just utilizes her angles, and she doesn't unnecessarily use dribble moves. And if she does, she's super sharp on those angles as well as soon as she does that dribble move. Because peep this right here. Look at she hits this behind the back. She's still going damn near in that same straight line that she was before. A lot of players get in this move and end up getting super wide and think you have to get into space. But if you're trying to attack downhill, get to the rim, that move has to take you straight downhill to the rim and not take you wide going into help. Because if you get too wide into help, you can end up getting that ball stripped. Then she gets into that middle, finds a little space, and gets that shot over the top. Look at the way she's getting her balance, especially as she gets up into the air. Look at her feet. Like, that's just weird. And like, you don't see players shooting to their left and drop that right foot back and then get up into the air. Like, it's just so unorthodox. Like, what the hell is that? But literally, like I said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If she shoot like that and it's knocked down, don't fix it. She don't fix it, bro. I mean that say, just ain't broke, don't fix it. Where's the help? Where's the help? Where's the help? Like, I know you don't want to give up a three, but like, she got Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson gravity for you just to be hugged up on the weak side. Like, that's just too easy. That's just too easy, man. Like, and just at least rotate. Great navigation off the ball by Caitlin. But her defender, though, seems like she has no assertiveness as to where she wants to send Caitlin. Because, boom, you'll see her kind of staying on her top side right here. So it's like, okay, maybe you're top guard. And peep, she's also talking to her coach. So she may even be a little distracted too. But boom, now Caitlin goes up. So it's like, are you really top guarding? And now she gets herself in a position where she just straight up gets hit by the screen, because now she just flipped all around, got confused for a second, then boom, hit by the screen. Caitlin gets loose. So as a defender, not even just on the ball, but off the ball as well, you've got to be able to assert yourself and be able to say, okay, I'm going to send my player this way, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure she don't get this. In a situation like this, if you're going to top guard, make sure you top guard. Do your best so that she cannot get back to that middle. If you're not going to top guard and you want to chase everything, make sure you get back set, so then once that screen does come on a down screen or whatnot, you could get around to her outside and chase that outside shoulder and shadow her on every single ball screen or off ball screen. Boom, another quick fire. Another quick fire. Peep this though. The player that got the bucket, 45 right here. At this point, she's furthest back from the other rim in comparison to all the other defenders. Maybe she's even with Cardosa, but for the most part, she's furthest back from the rim they're trying to score on. But peep this. She just ran and got in front of all of the defense. All of the defense off of make too. Damn near just like a regular transition play, bro. That's why I say just get that ball out quick. Ain't no need to waste time or try to walk the ball up the court. Get that ball out quick. And if you don't have the ball, also get down the court quick because you may have opportunity to get a layup. Me too. Now you see what a little help does when they got the roll or the slip? Just a little help. And really, when you add up all those slips they had, all those easy layups they had off of those same type of plays, it's like, damn, we lost by what, 4? Not saying the game will turn out the same exact way, but you're limiting a lot of easy shots that they had.
Marshall comes back for the steal. Here is Clark.
Angles once again. Angles once again. One dribble move, bro. You'll never see her stack layers and layers and layers of dribble moves. You will not see that happen. And that's why my player comparison for her, she's like the female Damian Lillard. Because Dame plays like it's a very similar style in terms of range, shot selection, use of dribbles, dribble moves, emphasis of angles, off-arm, little details. That's my player comparison for Caitlin Clark. Damian Lillard. Because even then, boom, peep the spin though. Spin, and as soon as she makes a spin, her chest may be towards that sideline, but look where this next dribble gets her. Boom, she gets herself straight right there back to the rim. A lot of players like to boom, hit that spin, and then keep curving around and getting into that rim. Nah, Caitlin, boom, hits that spin, and as soon as she takes that next dribble, she's already, boom, straight attacking that rim.
Into the paint, gets to the cup, and reverses it. On it down now. Clark had some space. Tried to force a pass.
Turnover right there, boom. She tried to force it, but look where the gap is to make this pass. Now, the gap to make this pass is kind of more so in this area because her defender's recovering and really trying to get towards that middle, get back in front. A player that's really good at situations right here, Chris Paul. You'll see him come off this screen and see if a defender's like that's overreacting, really in recovery mode and trying to get back in front. So usually they'll cross your midline and try to get back towards that inside. And so what Chris Paul would do is he would stop right there on the dime, bring that ball back, and now hit that gap now that they opened up trying to recover. And since they kind of over-recovered past your midline in a sense, he would hit that other gap on that other side. So boom, you stop here, you bring that ball right back, you got this roll right here. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know Caitlin was also a criminal. I didn't know she was a criminal too, bro. Like, I was like, oh, maybe she does play super clean. She's a criminal. Watch the feet. I'm sick. She just switched her pivots. Anytime a player wants to get into a catch and shoot jumper, a spot up jumper, refs are watching their feet every time. But if somebody gets into a triple threat super slow, they can change their pivots all they want. Come on, refs got to tighten up on this, bro. Refs got to tighten up because look, boom, left, right. Jab, goddamn, and you moved your pivot too. You ain't even put the ball down. She's a criminal as well, man. I guess we all criminals. And she ends up getting this dime, man. And you lost by what? How much? 4? That changed the game a lot. Because they was down by 2 a couple times within the last 30 seconds or last minute.
South Carolina is when it comes to offensive rebounding. Warnock dips inside, can't finish.
All right. Screening angles are so important. They're vital, bro. Because boom, that screen really does nothing. Because you want to be able to get your teammate to where they can get that ball. And so since your teammate's trying to get to that middle, you on a screen so that her defender, it's harder for her to get to that middle. But now she says it's like a bat screen, like she wants to throw a lob over the top and she wants to go this way. But she's trying to get to this middle. So wherever you're trying to send your teammate to, make sure that's where you put your back towards a little bit in a sense as well. Because say she sets his back screen, instead of trying to angle her back to that rim, she flips and puts it to the middle. You actually hit Aaliyah, and now she has to actually fight through something instead of already having a gap like she does right here to be able to get through that. And so now, boom, she's in a trail position. She's able to just, boom, go straight down, and now it's basically a 2-on-1 right here on this right side. Instead of having to get this step through, which she should have hit. She should have hit, but she smoked it. Now this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. I was wondering how come they don't just go and see that space that they have and go and attack and get to the rim. Because even if you do miss a shot, it's going to be a softer miss. A softer miss. Now it's better for your bigs to be able to get it, especially if they have good positioning on the inside.
Delivery from Aaliyah Boston, redshirt freshman. Here's Clark. Clark wheels into the paint. Gets her left foot down.
Now peep this. Peep this. Coming off the screen, right? You got to always set up your screens with a bump. With a hit, some sort of physicality before you get into any off-ball screen. Even on-ball screens too. A lot of on-ball screens. Sometimes you don't need to, but better safe than sorry. Look right here on this off-ball screen. She kind of just runs off of it. No step in, bump coming off the screen super tight because she's chasing over the top. It's kind of, she just engages a little bit, then boom, runs us off. And notice how 25 right here is able to get inside that gap that's left between Caitlin Clark and her screener. Boom, that little gap. It literally just pushes her up a little more, and by pushing her up, that angle gets a little wider, and now she's not able to come off as tight from that screen. And now her defender is able to get back in front because that little gap that there was on that off-ball screen. Second chance points, whatever. You rarely see her use any dribble moves, bro. It's just all pace, angles, levels, and little details like the off arm. You see that off arm the whole time. The whole time. As soon as she goes, you see that off arm engage. Boom. Once again, you see it engage. Continuously swiping off. Because that just pushes her momentum back and makes it even harder for her to be able to get back in front. Now, boom. These angles are these angles are super tricky, especially if you don't have good balance going up into shots, because you want to be able to get right here, get up, and then boom, be able to kind of hang in the air and still be able to find that angle off the glass. But if you go too far forward, you're not going to be able to find that angle. You're going to be too lateral to that backboard to be able to get a good touch off the glass for a float. So now this is where the weight room comes in, because you got to be able to hang yourself, have good stability, not just say moving laterally or being able to shoot, but just being, especially when you get up into the air and being able to hang yourself and control yourself. So situations like this, you'll be able to hang yourself a little better coming off these screens, get into these floats, instead of continuously moving forward and then losing that angle that you have on this backboard. Angles. You don't see her use many dribble moves, bro. You don't. Like, you seen her use what? A behind the back, a spin move, maybe like a couple regular crossovers, but like you don't really see her use dribble moves. All she does is get low, use the little details, use her off arm, use her angles, and boom, she gets to where she wants to go. And it may not be as easy saying like in men's basketball, but still these same details could be emphasized to an extent where you can limit all the excess moves that you need to do. So like I was saying before, just like Dame, you see him use the same size ups, the same go moves every single time, the same tweens, maybe the little stutter dribbles. He changes the pace of his dribbles a lot, but you don't see him like dead just sizing up and like doing cross tween cross. Like, nah, you just see him really just use his tweens, various speeds and various paces of that tween. And then if he doesn't use that, he may just use his angles and just boom, get right by, no dribble move, just the regular drop his angles and go. As people make it seem, in general. No dribble moves, bro. No dribble moves. And that cross step. It's that cross step as well, right here on this play as well. Because you notice that she gets that foot in front. Now she's covering a little more space. Instead of that load step being behind her, that foot that she's pushing off of is kind of in front of her. So now she's kind of already getting a little more distance, whereas if she dropped that foot back and trigger stepped. So boom, on top of the fact that Bria Beal doesn't react on that cross step a little bit, now she's able to find her angle and she doesn't have any help on this right side. And then off arm, of course, you see that the whole time, even up into the shot, holds her off too.